I'm Scott Baver. I am the Vice President and Head of U.S. Medical Affairs here at ITF Therapeutics. ITF Therapeutics is an affiliate of Ital Pharmaco, which is based in Milan, Italy. And we work in Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, where we have an approved therapy known as Duvisat, and it's approved for individuals with Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, 6 years of age or older. There's been a lot of important medical and scientific advancement in Duchenne muscular dystrophy over the last decade. What we know is that the standard of care has been steroids, and the boom of medical advancement includes having therapies that are directly targeting the underlying mechanism. So, thinking about gene therapies, exon skippers. And we also know that there's more to the pathology beyond just the underlying cause of disease that's really critical for the health of a muscle cell. And we here at ITF Therapeutics have the opportunity to be able to utilize the HDAC inhibitor Givinostat or Duvisat to really attack further underlying pathology of disease, which includes muscle regeneration that is needed and is inhibited from working properly in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, inflammation, which ultimately leads to fatty tissue deposit, as well as scarring of the muscle tissue. And we think through our preclinical and some of our clinical studies that we're able to combat that aspect of the pathology of disease. So our goal is to be able to slow the progression of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And this is another potential therapy to do that. And we also know further down in the pipeline, there's further therapies that will be able to attack different aspects of the disease that will be just as important as working on an HDAC mechanism or the underlying genetic component of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Our phase 2 study was an open label study, a smaller study of Duchenne muscular dystrophy boys. And that was more of a proof of concept that led us to our large phase 3 EPIDYS placebo-controlled trial, which we call our pivotal phase 3 study. That study was designed to treat boys with Duchenne muscular dystrophy who were 6 years of age or older that were receiving steroids. And 2/3 of those patients received Duvisat or Givinostat, while the other third received placebo. And again, this was under the background of standard of care steroids. That was an 18-month study, EPIDYS. And what we saw in that study is a positive primary efficacy outcome, which was a difference of 1.78 seconds on the primary efficacy outcome measure of 4-stair climb for individuals that were receiving Duvisat compared to placebo. In addition, we saw additional clinical benefits on other measures, so functional outcomes, including the North Star Ambulatory Assessment, as well as looking at a reduction in the increase in fat fraction that you generally see in boys as they progress with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So the indication for Duvisat is in the US is for individuals with Duchenne muscular dystrophy who are 6 years of age. The reason for that is our pivotal trial was conducted in individuals who were 6 years of age or older. How we look at how Givinostat or Duvisat works is that it affects the ability for the muscle to potentially regenerate, decrease inflammation, and reducing the fat infiltration and therefore scarring of the muscle tissue. We think that happens across all muscle groups. While we had success in our EPIDYS study and the primary efficacy outcomes, and then benefit within the clinical outcomes, further secondary clinical outcomes, there's still more research to do looking at other potential motor functions. So thinking about upper limb function, as well as cardiac and respiratory function as well. So for us, how we look at treating Duchenne muscular dystrophy is that it's really important to attack the entire pathology of disease. We know that there are options that are available for patients that address the underlying cause of disease, as well as other aspects of the pathology, including steroids, as well as HDAC inhibitors such as Duchenne. It is really important to be able to slow the progression of disease and be able to utilize different potential therapeutic targets to achieve the reduction in functional decline. For us to continue to present data to the community to help both clinicians and patients make treatment decisions is really important to me and ITF Therapeutics. What we saw in our open label extension data was that we were able to prolong the ability of boys to walk. So we increased the time to loss of ambulation. This is really important when thinking about how to treat patients and thinking about how to combine specific therapies together in the long term. For us, knowing that a boy and their family are really thinking about maintaining independence for as long as possible is critical. While we have all of these great therapies, there's really a push for us to understand how might a clinician or a patient and the clinician work together for understanding when's the right time for a particular patient to have a specific drug. And we continue to remain committed to be able to collect data, to present data to the community so the community can make the best treatment decisions for their patients.